All right, everybody. We are rolling.
Mike, take it away.
Live and in color. You know, it's Mike here within the guard. You may recognize me from the top of the leaderboard yesterday in the DraftKings 10K uppercut captain mode. Took that bad boy down. Feeling good about myself. UFC Columbus. No more numbers no more. We're in UFC Columbus. Was my night. Led off with Curtis Blaydes, or actually ended with Curtis Blaydes. Bringing it home for me, all right? Bringing it home for me. I was going to that last fight. I needed some big work from Curtis Blaydes, and he fucking provided it for me right off the fucking bat.
Yeah. So where were you at going into right before that fight?
So right before that fight, I was 32 points away from the top score, and pretty much nobody behind me could really catch me. There was not much Dawkins ownership last night. If I couldn't find one, there's a lot of numbers. Everyone pretty much had Blaydes, and I was in that pack of three that had that one fight left with Curtis Blaydes ready to go. Diaz in the captain spot. Sarah McMahon, Bam Bam, Grosso, and Magny was the lineup I went with. So I was like, I just need Curtis Blaydes to do this. So to hedge it a little bit, I right before the fight started, I went and put $50 on under 2.5 rounds. Because I figured, one, Blaydes can win that fast. Two, if he loses, Dawkins sleeps him early. Right, that's how he would lose the fight. If Dawkins caught him, it's like, you know what? I'm going to cover my ass a little bit going into this fight. And it kind of hit double time for me. It was real nice. I knocked them both out. And, again, took it down, split it 3 ways. It was supposed to be a 10K first place, but got just under 5 or just above 5 for me. Did pretty well in the mini-max, too, right? Got more than my money back. I missed out on the big tournament. What do they call it? The 100K, whatever the 100K name is. Y'all know what it is if you play DraftKings.
Throwdown.
Right? The Throwdown. But guess what? The first place in the Throwdown only won $7,000. It's supposed to be 100K first prize. I walked away $5,000 from the uppercut. So I'm feeling good for my night. Kind of life of DFS. Now you chip away. You stay in the game. You take your L's. You take your bumps. But then this happens, right? I've had a couple big wins in basketball, in NFL, you know, coming in early in the playoffs and shit like that. But this is my first real big MMA win in a while. And again, stay the course, right? You're going to miss. You have your process. Have what you value in your fights. Pick your fighters you're going to roll with, and there's going to be fucking nights and weekends where it looks fucking terrible.
It's
like,
dismal.
Man, you're depressed. But the nights when they hit, you hit like this. And again, as long as you got your process and you have your reasons for picking your fighters, let it go.
It's not that you're picking bad. You just need that luck. You just need that one day where you get the little bit of that luck.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about the last couple weeks how many 6-for-6s have we had, but they weren't optimal. Yeah. Right? So sometimes you're picking good, and you get discouraged. Like, man, I'm picking right. Why am I even doing this thing? But again, just chip away. Eventually, the chips will fall. I've hit some GPPs more than a few times now. I've got my process down. And no, I'm not fucking winning every single week. I mean, I'm returning money every time I put my money in there. But every once in a while, and it trust me, it catches up real quick. Once one of these big motherfuckers come through, you feel good, you're relaxed, and you kind of get that confidence to play and play again. Never put more money in the middle than you could afford, but definitely don't do that. I'm not telling you bet your farm and your mortgage. Yeah. But again, play your lineups. Playing a lot of lineups is key. If you don't want to be that much financially invested, we have the mini max I really like to get in there. The haymakers are a little bit lower of an entry for you, and then also the 50 cents in the quarter tournaments too. And maybe you win a few of those, right? You start getting enough lineups in there, and you get your confidence to go into the bigger tournaments. But again, if you play one lineup, you can win, and I have won GPPs on one lineup entries, but you got to be perfect, right? You got to be perfect. It's not really a game plan. That's more of a lottery ticket than anything.
Yeah. I took mine down with only 8 lineups at one time.
You'll see it too. Sometimes people have that one lineup. Again, when I won that one baseball one, that big 50K baseball one, it was one lineup I put in that fucking day, and it worked out for me. But that's more of a lottery ticket than actually a process, you know? So, good night for me. Great night for me. Got me real excited. Bummed there's no card next week because I want to fucking roll. Let's go.
Might be a good thing.
Let's go.
Might be. You get some time to sleep on that $5,000. You know.
Yeah, but with a wedding coming up and a vacation with the kids, that's just gonna disappear pretty quick. But anyway, it was a good night. As I handed out Curtis Blaydes, Chris Dawkins, main event. And Curtis Blaydes let people know that I'm at least the third best heavyweight in the world.
Had you on the edge of your seat there for that first round, though.
Well, he won the first round. He did win the first round, but he was fighting what I did, a fight I didn't want to see him do.
Yeah, I wasn't concerned. He was looking good on the feet.
He looked great.
He was a step ahead of Dawkins. Dawkins couldn't deal with his range.
But the reason I was worried, where was Dawkins going to win this fight?
On the feet.
If Curtis Blaydes got him down, it was not going anywhere. It was his. It would be more points in DraftKings right with the takedown and control time and shit like that. Because unless you drop somebody and knock him out, you don't get that much points for striking in DraftKings. Yeah. But then round 2, Blaydes against Show. I think he wanted to prove a point that not only can I bang, I can go with a guy with fast hands who's a really good boxer. Dawkins can throw with anybody. and I can put this motherfucker's lights out. So I'm not only the best heavyweight wrestler of all time, I can bang with everybody. I mean, he's avoided Francis 2 fights, right? Francis has not been able to ice him. Derek Lewis caught him, but Derek Lewis caught everybody, right? Look at the numbers on his knockouts he has in the UFC history. But Blaydes, he has a stronger claim for a title shot than anybody. I mean, I don't know who the next line of Francis might be hurt.
They kind of played him a little bit with this one, but I think like you said, he was out to just say, hey, you know what?
Yeah, like I can win fights any way a fight has to be won, and that's a scary dude. And let me just add the best walkout music in the fucking MMA, like Mortal Kombat walkout music. My son
other than Kumite, I like Kumite.
He was playing video games in the other room. He heard Mortal Kombat and he ran up to see what was going on. So that's the kind of power, and a local guy. Fighting out of Chicago, Northern Illinois kid. So, again, I'm all for it. Let's go, Curtis. You're looking good. People like to say your style's boring. I don't think anybody's saying that today.
No.
And you want me 5G, so we're all good. I almost made his fight bonus. I had no hit shots. But, yeah, go on. And then Chris Daukaus, I think, a lot of people are down on him now. I get it, back-to-back knockout losses. But 2 of the best heavyweights in the world is the one that do it. And I think more than saying Chris Daukaus is bad, we're seeing that there's a big jump from top 10 to top 5.
Yeah. But he's undersized a little bit.
But
too.
if you put him against the Rosenstrokes, the Tiboras, the Spivaks, I like him in those fights.
I'd like to see him fight Rosenstruck.
I would like his chances in those fights. He'll probably outvalue both those guys.
Yeah.
But again, once you get past that, where Aspinall's in there now, I don't know if he's officially in the top 5, but he's in there for me.
That's 2 brutal knockouts for Daukaus in a row, though. They need to. Give him a grappler or something.
I think he should just take some time off. I mean, obviously, these motherfuckers ain't making money like that, so who knows what he can do. But, again, 2 big knockouts in, 3 months?
He can't afford to do that because he quit the police department to do this full time. So he's been iced twice now since making that decision. Yeah. So, I don't know.
I'm wondering if he makes money for cornering his brother.
Better be in good standing with the Philadelphia Police Department. Go back to work, maybe.
But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't totally write him off. I'd like to see if he can get down to 205. He's a bigger dude. He's already lost a lot of weight to get to where he's at
He put
right
weight
now.
back on for this one.
No, he weighed out lighter. He was 240 for his last fight. He was 235 here.
He was 243.
Oh,
he came in heavier.
No, I flipped it around. He came in 235 last fight. It was 243 this one.
Yeah, he came in heavier this fight.
But if he gets to 205, I think he'd really be a problem there.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think he totally needs to abandon it. It's time to kind of reassess.
But it's like you're saying, like that gap in the top 10, those guys hit hard as fuck. Does he have the frame to take it?
Right.
You know?
And they're not going to go out the first time you hit him. He hit Blaydes. He hit Blaydes with a solid one. And a lot of guys went down from that, and they didn't come back up. These other guys, we'll talk in another fight. You can drop them. You can rock them. You can make it like the fight is over, but they will recover and come back when you get to that level. So, again, this is just all learning experience. He's still relatively young for a heavyweight. 32. Yeah. That's a lot of time. I mean, we thought Bam Bam was done when he was 26, and now look at him. He's up in the top 5. So take some time, heal up, let that brain heal because it's been rocked pretty fucking hard his last 2 fights, and come back and maybe work in some wrestling because he does have a black belt in jiu-jitsu. We
just haven't got to see it
yet. He haven't seen it yet, and he hasn't really shot takedowns. He had a perfect takedown defense. He still does. We thought he was going to test this fight. Did not get tested. But yeah, I'm not going to write Chris Daukaus off yet. I think he needs a pause button now. Give him a pause button. Set him back down. Give him somebody outside the top 10. Maybe if they do beat him, then you write him off, and you put that other person in there.
Well, let's move on to
the end of
Grosso.
JoJo Wood.
I think so. I mean, you think she should be able to hang around, but I think she should just because, her Scottish accent. I just love to hear her fucking talk.
Well, here's the thing. Alexa Grosso, she's right in the title. She's right there.
A force.
She has
3 in a row.
She has a right to, as much as anybody, to have that next title shot in that flyweight division against the Bullet, whoever wants it.
She's aggressive. She has good boxing.
But on the other hand, Joanne Wood, she's done in that picture, but I don't think she's done as a fighter.
Well, she had moments where she actually was looking good. Then she spins and gets taken down and choked out.
Well, she's done being elite. That's not a question anymore. She is done being elite. She's done being the top of the division. She's done everything about hunting down a championship opportunity, but that doesn't mean she's done being a pro fighter. Yeah. She could be out there. Obviously, nobody likes to hear the term gatekeeper, but she could be that. We'll talk about the fight of the night. 2 guys that are supposedly done and they'll never be title contenders, but they put in the fucking fight of the night. She could still be one of those. I just don't think she's up there with the top of the cream of the crop. And flyweights getting real crowded at top real fast here. And I think JoJo's is not there. We talked about during the breakdown. She can look good. She has skills. She's a great Muay Thai striker. But the minute she gets some adversity, she's done.
Yeah, she's like, it's over. You know it. You can see it.
I'm done. Because she looked good until she looked bad, right?
So she got taken down.
And that was it. It was over. So, again, I don't think she's done totally, but you're never going to hear JoJo.
She starts slow, too. Grosso came out hot. Nice boxing combination. Then JoJo found her rhythm.
Fucking sick.
was getting her a little bit with those elbows in the Muay Thai, but then got taken down, and choked out. Sad to see it, but.
All right, fight of the night.
Fight of the night, go watch it.
No losers in this fight.
There's no dull moment.
If there's ever been a draw on a fight, it should have been this one.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Although I did live bet Bam Bam when I saw it was plus 220 in like the second round. I was like, you know what? I think Brown's gonna fade. Brown didn't really fade. He had those trips for fucking awesome. They're banging against the cage. Well, back and forth. This is a fight of the year nominee.
Brown says he wants to fight till he's like 45. He wants like 6 more fights. And he wants to go till he's 40. Why not? If he's going to entertain us.
He's not looking bad. I mean, we always talk about, you have the guy, like we just saw Diego fight a couple weeks ago, right? He does not look like he needs to leave. If he wants to stay around, he looks fine. He put in a hell of a performance. His striking is still crisp. His gas was a little bit fucking gone at the end, but guess what? They both beating the fuck out of each other. They both retired. Anybody can be gassed in that situation. Yeah. I'm always in for a Matt Brown fight. And Bam Bam, this is big. I talked a lot of shit about Bam Bam going into the week because he lost to Jason Witt. But
well, I mean, to be fair, he was coming off a bad knee injury and shit.
Where I'm gonna get at. I think he's starting to get full strength again.
Because there was a little bit of hype around him there for a bit.
He may have a little run. I realize he's only 32.
Yeah.
And if he is fully healed, he gets on this welterweight division. Jorge Masvidal, who knows what's gonna happen in his future.
He's got those Johnny Hendricks vibes.
We maybe had the boycott of Kobe Covington. Is that going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, who knows? But there's a lot of opportunity at welterweight right now.
Interesting with what's going on with that.
We'll probably get into that a little bit, I'm guessing. But a great fight night. If you watch one fight from the last night, you didn't see anything, this is the one to go watch. Yeah. You're not going to be disappointed. The next one was a good one as well, too, the Cara France and Askarov.
Yeah,
where are we at there?
A good fight.
We are in disagreement on this.
Yeah, we're in disagreement. Askarov, we both think Askarov gets first.
Clearly, I think
France gets the second.
First and second were clear. There was no
we're
debate
disagreeing on the third.
The third round is, I think, was where all the debate is at.
Yeah, so I think Askarov's little bit of back control doesn't outweigh Cara France hitting him with some combinations and stuff. That's where I'm at.
Well, where I'm at with it, I think it was a relatively even round. Cara France had some combinations. It wasn't like he had only had like 20-some strikes landed. It wasn't like he was just totally piecing them up on the feet. But when Askarov got his back, that's probably the most risk of that fight ending at any point in that round.
Well, you can look at it that way. I see that way. I look at it like, okay, both of them were playing their style of the fight to make it even, but then there's the damage. He's punching him. He's just controlling him. So, like, you have the control, then you have the damage. I went with the damage. Like, Cara France was hitting with some clean combinations and was doing damage.
You're damaging them.
I mean, just because you're controlling them, you're not damaging them.
Yeah, I didn't say it was damaging. Yeah,
so that's the way.
I never used the word damage. I used the control and the biggest threat to end the fight.
It was a fight. He's punching him in the face, trying to finish him. Well, Askarov's trying to finish him too, but I went with the Cara France landing the combinations.
And that's one of those fights. It depends who's sitting in the chair.
Yeah,
and it's evident by what we're doing right here. I think the closest that fight was to ending was round one. It was when fucking Askarov almost chokes him out. Right, the clock kind of saves Cara France.
And then round two,
France almost ends him, but. He had enough time to finish the fight, and he didn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't like the clock ran out like Askarov. So I don't know how close. I mean, he was closest there for sure. And in round 3, I think Askarov was the closest one to finish the fight because you take the back, you're closer to finishing than you are to standing there striking.
Yeah.
But another good solid fight. Cara France got his name in the title opportunity now. I would love to see. I'd rather see him fight Davison than fucking another Moreno fight.
I would too. I don't want to see Moreno Ferguson 4.
Let Moreno fight some other people.
Let Moreno and Pantoja rematch.
Yeah, and if Moreno smokes a couple other fights, put him right back in there.
I mean, Askarov and Moreno's already fought. It was a draw. I thought Moreno won the fight.
Hey, you're not giving Max Holloway 3 straight or 4 straight fights, but you're gonna give fucking Brandon Moreno?
Yeah.
Come on. That's technically 2-1 too, because you take away the point deduction from Davidson's the only reason it was a draw, and there would never be a rematch if that didn't happen. So again, I think that's a clearly Davison fight. If Moreno can just go ahead and fucking clean house and beat everybody else's ass, cool. Let's see some new blood in there. Cara France is iced the former bantamweight champion, right? Mm-hmm. Had a fucking back-to-back knockout victories, and then he's beat the number 2 ranked fighter in the world. Give him that opportunity.
Yeah.
And again, I thought Askarov won the fight, but it wasn't like I thought he smoked Cara France and he didn't belong in there. And I can't see why people went that route, but I just went the other way.
Neil Magny, Max Griffin.
It was over for Magny in round 1.
Well, round 2 is the question, but it's round in this one, right?
Yeah.
Round 1, Magny comes out, Griffin fucking pops him.
I think this loss is kind of. I mean, a lot of it's on Max Griffin's cardio.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
His third round, he just tanked.
But this is also kind of, we talked about what Dawkins, when you get to these top fighters, just because you rock them does not mean they're going out. And we saw them back-to-back fights. He fucking knocked the shit out of Neil Magny. What's his name? Song?
Yeah, he's done.
Brahimaj, he couldn't take that shit. Yeah. But you get a guy like Neil Magny, who's a pro, who is calling out Khamzat Chimaev. You're not going to get him out with one shot. You need to follow through. You need to be smart, and you need to go. And this might be a little bit of a wake. Might be somewhat of a good loss for Max, because one's a split decision, right? One judge said you got it. Two, you were in there with one of the best in the world, and you had him on the ropes.
He's in his loss. He hasn't been finished. He's losing decisions. Right, like he's got power.
I mean, the split decision.
Work on his cardio a little bit.
And he could have. I mean, round 2 was such a tight round. I think Magny did edge it out, and round 3 was clearly Magny. Magny was a fucking almost backpack. Almost got a 10-8.
Yeah, I saw rounds 1 and 3, a little bit of 2. I was prepping dinner, but 1 definitely Griffin. 3 Magny. 2 I
3 was a questionable 10-8 too.
Yeah. Oh, I thought
3 was a close to being a 10-8.
Yeah,
if you don't give it to him, I get it, but it was pretty fucking close.
From what I heard from commentating in 2, I'm like, this fight should be a draw probably.
Most likely.
With the 10-8.
I mean, split decision. It was. Both guys move on. Magny again called out the fucking wolf. He's the only motherfucker in the world calling out Khamzat. You gotta give him props for that.
Yeah.
He's the only one that wants that fight, and let's go for it. I mean, again, that'd be kind of a step down for Khamzat now.
Yeah, especially if he wins.
If he beats Gilbert Burns, it'd be definitely a step back.
What happened to Lock of the Night Slava Claus over here?
Well,
who did Slava?
That was me.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember doing those Slava Claus.
We do those Lock of the Nights
Mike's Lock
on
of the Night
Sunday.
It's okay. He's winning GBPs. He can fucking do it.
We do those Lock of the Nights on Sunday before the fight happens. We get a whole 5 to 6 days to go over tape, right? To look over numbers, all kinds of shit. And if you look at my whiskey and wagers, I was all on diecast.
Yeah, we kind of do it probably
paid on option. I was like, you know what? Let me go over this and let me see. And in my lineup that won the fucking money, Mark Diakesi.
In case you guys haven't figured it out, we're a little bit different from the other podcasts you might watch. We go off what we've seen.
Right.
Like, we don't study tape until the actual week. We do it a little bit differently. Like, we're trying to go, like, keep it natural for you, like, based off the fights that we've seen.
We're coming
we're calling it.
We're coming in Sunday.
Yeah.
We just saw Saturday night.
Yeah. We're not studying for a test and then taking the test.
We think about what's going to happen that same day with some whiskey involved in it.
Yeah.
And then during the week we watch. That's why we put out the whiskey and wagers, our straight picks.
While we're different.
Tweet shit out. We put things out there during the week, and that's what you really want to see. Like in that whiskey wagers, you have a really more idea of what we think is going to fucking happen. And even our straight picks, especially I tend to be down in them. I might take some shots that I don't really want to take, but I got to try to fucking catch up. So again, look at our whiskey wagers because that's where we're putting our money. That's where our money is going.
Yeah, when those come out on our social medias, Fridays, Saturdays.
Yeah, and In the Guard 1 at Twitter and In the Guard on Instagram. Yeah. Those come out, Friday and Saturday. That's when you know we're at. We wait till the weigh-ins are out. We wait till whatever fights get canceled are canceled. At least this Latifi fight was last fucking second. But anyway, it's as much as we can, as much data as close to that as you can get. So again, that's why we wait for that.
The prelims, McCann, Rosa.
No,
Hosa.
I mean
the Sarah McMahon fight.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, she didn't gas.
Yes,
but it was a Sarah McMahon fight without her gassing.
This is what Sarah McMahon
Olympic level wrestling.
First off, her fucking shoulders.
Oh,
God, she was fucking jacking up to fucking be an NCAA swimming champion.
Wonder why.
Anyway, she fucking a silver medal wrestler. She's been around forever. We know her path, and she fucked Hosa. Yeah. Now in round number 3, Hosa came out. Like she should have in rounds at least 2, and pushed the pace with her. I think she won round 3. Yeah. She fucking had some fucking McMahon some tough spots, but the rounds are already in the bank and it wasn't enough to come back.
She should have just been spazzy the whole time going for broke.
And this is a learning experience for Hosa, kind of coming up there, trying to break it in that bantamweight where there's not really that much.
There's not much going on.
So she can get bounced back from this one, but again, Sarah McMahon gets that wrestling one.
Yeah.
All right, Gutierrez.
KO of the night.
Fun fight.
And this will be forgotten, but it'll be just as good as any knockout you'll see this year.
Yeah. Spinning back fist, round 2.
Spinning back fist.
What made it great is he missed it in the first round, got taken down.
Shit.
And they're all talking shit about him. Why would you do that,
spinning.
dude?
Yeah.
He made a read. He didn't capitalize. He tried it again, and he fucking nailed it.
And, I mean, Gutierrez needs a ranked opponent.
Yeah. How many has he run in a row? 7?
6?
6? 7?
Yeah, I think like 6-0-1 his last 7.
Yeah, 6-0-1. Okay.
Yeah. Get this motherfucker ranked
God,
opponent.
his leg kicks are vicious, too.
And he just fucking knocked out fucking the goddamn Mongolians in the shitty wall. He just fucking took that shit down.
Stormed it.
That fucking took him out. Giannis?
Goddamn Mongolians.
Chris Gutierrez and Adrian Giannis? I know Giannis might not be ranked. Goddamn Mongolians.
No, I think Giannis is ahead of him.
What is it?
Giannis beat Davy Grant. He better be ranked.
He should be
He took
ranked.
out the GOAT.
Even before that.
Frankie Edgar.
He's not in there.
Oh, he's not yet.
If you want to give him away, give him fucking the Sun Sal.
I'll give him Rise.
Either one of those two. Either one of those two. But the more entertaining fight would be fucking Giannis. But he'll ice those guys. Or Nick Sugar Show.
Who are they gonna give Sugar? I'm ready to see Sugar fight.
They think they're gonna give him like fucking Frankie Edgar, dude. He's getting Frankie Edgar.
He's gonna smoke Frankie Edgar.
That's the fucking point. That's the point. Speaking of smoking, now round one, Mr. Aleksandar Shirev, and I said a terrible.
He's playing with fire a little bit.
Calderwood, he came out like you got to on short notice. He came out hard, fucking crazy, tried to get a quick early finish. Kizriev weathered the storm and fucking strangles him in round number 2.
Yeah. The guy was game, though, for short notice.
Right. And he even thanked him because, he's been trying to get a fight for 2 years and people have been backing out or he gets hurt. So he's like, the fact that this guy actually hit the fight, he's happy for. Kizriev mentions after the fight he wants to go down to welterweight, which I think he'll have a much brighter future.
Yeah.
He kind of showed he had some trouble with some power of a lower level opponent at middleweight, and some of these other guys, like a Bruno Silva or something like that, will give him some fucking trouble. But if he goes down to welterweight, watch out.
Yeah, he'll look good there. He ate some shots though from this.
But he didn't even come back and strangle him out too. So again, Kizriev gets the win, moves up. The beast is for real.
Maia.
Jennifer Maia versus Manon Furio. This was the one, the real test for Manon Furio. Jennifer Maia is fucking as tough as they come. She has pushed the bullet harder than anybody has in the last, since Nunes? And she fucking went the distance.
I don't think we saw any chinks in Manon's armor. Maybe cardio a little bit.
Her wrestling was fucking good.
Her wrestling was good. Her striking's still good.
She is a brown belt, too, and she kind of showed that, surviving Maya's guard and all that shit. Didn't get caught nothing stupid.
Calls out Chukagan. I like it.
It's a good matchup.
Yeah.
Chukagan's got a fight coming up, though. She's fighting Hivas. So, I mean, if Hivas wins that fight, why do you want the Chukagan one? I think she fucked Chukagan up. Very similar style, so None's got more power.
Jennifer Maia, what are we going to do with her? She's kind of like that JoJo level. She's kind of falling off, too, a little bit.
I mean, you got to give JoJo some revenge.
JoJo and Maia? They just fought, didn't they?
That's the reason Maia got the shot with Shevchenko.
Yeah, she beat her on short notice, right?
Yeah, I mean,
choked her? Did she choke her or ground and pound or something? But yeah, I don't know. Like, what are they going to do with those two?
I mean,
make them fight again.
They're both going to be lower level of the top 15, and again, they're going to start slipping that gatekeeper. I think Maia has a little bit brighter future than JoJo does. She's facing tougher competition, and she's pushing these women. Like, she wasn't out of Furio's
she had some
league
moments.
Like that. Yeah, she rocked her a few times. That head kick coming out of the break was fucking awesome. But again, I think her future's brighter than JoJo's.
Yeah.
Fucking fight.
Mike's boy.
I think Matthias Nicolau needs to get fucking cut from the UFC. He's 0-3 in my books. He's 0-3. 3 questionable decisions.
I can see why you gave it to Dvorak, but man,
round 1 was clearly Dvorak because fucking all Nicolau did was run for the whole round. Not exaggerating. He ran away the whole round. Round 2, he was running for the half of that round, and then he clips Dvorak and knocks him down. In round 3, I think Dvorak wins the fight. It was close back and forth, and at the end of it, he ends in top trying to go for some ground and pound while Nicolau's on his back, but somehow he wins that round. I don't know how that happens.
I mean, if you looked at him at the end, it looked like Dvorak got the shit beat out
This
of him.
is the third. That second round.
Yeah, that's second round. He fucking put it on him.
That's second round. When he was down, he was really aggressive. Yeah. He got really aggressive when he was down.
He had some good. Mateus looked good in round 2.
This is the
rounds
third
1 and 3
fight in a row where Mateus Nicolau should have walked away the loser, and he's won. Now, Cop, his first fight.
Let's do Mateus Nicolau and Asgarov, because I'm convinced Asgarov has a horseshoe up his ass, and you're convinced Nicolau has a horseshoe up his ass. So they need to fight for the rightful horseshoe.
I mean, that makes sense, too, the way they're in the rankings.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'd like to see fucking Cap fight him again, though, and Cap beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, I forgot about Cap.
Yeah, he fucking beat him.
Yeah, he's hanging out in there.
He's won, he's whatever. But anyway, your matchup makes a lot more sense, honestly. Let them go for it. I mean, those are 2 top 5 flyweights.
Yeah,
so.
Roy Val's in there somewhere.
Yeah, Roy Val's. I think he might be out of the way.
All right, and opening fight, Saldana Souza.
Another close fight.
Leg kicks. I thought Souza might have edged this one out, but I mean, I could definitely see where Saldana was in head. The bleach blonde Saldana.
I picked Souza off his performance against Bagdasarian. I'm like, hey, he kind of hung in there with Bagdasarian. He could probably punch out Saldana.
Sure. What we did see from Saldana was a little bit more wrestling, so that time at Fight Ready with Cejudo is starting to show. His tank held up. He was really reserved in round number 1. Maybe that's kind of his new strategy. He didn't deserve to lose. I don't think that. It's not like fucking Nicolau. who should have lost a point for running away in round 1. But Saldana edged out a close victory to start tonight, and that was UFC Columbus.
Yeah,
so it's nice to say
one.
just names, not to remember numbers anymore, right?
Yeah.
Although they're going back to Vegas soon, I
Back
think.
to crowds.
Well, we kind of already went through whiskey and wagers, right?
Yeah, I mean, DraftKings was fucking my place to be. DFS. I did all right on the book, too. I had Saldana. And I'd say Saldana lost the fight. And actually, who's on my fucking whiskey and wagers at plus 100. I had Asgarov to win by finish, which did not happen because he didn't win at all. And what was my other fucking...
I had Gutierrez, Saldana, both for plus money.
By finish, minus 150.
And I had Rosa Sprinkle.
And then I had those 2 live bets that came through for me when I dropped the Bam Bam in round 2, that plus 225. And then I put that under 2.5 for the Blaydes and Dawkins, too, so bring some money back. It was a fucking good night. It was a good night. Bring back, what is it, like... I thought like 100 times your fucking investment. You're doing all right. Yeah. You're doing all right. So you're good to go.
All right, let's move into what kind of happened this week.
Plenty of news this week.
Chael Sonnen.
See, this is new to me because I thought they were trying to bring up some shit on what was already.
So it looks like here, just reading the article, Brendan Schaub has alleged that Sonnen snapped after his wife was a target of harassment by an inebriated man at the Luxor Hotel in December. Christopher and Julie have now sued Sonnen in excess of $15,000 for battery and emotional distress. Doesn't seem like that much money to me. They accuse Sonnen of attacking them in the hallway at the Four Seasons Hotel shortly after the initial alleged encounter. Christopher alleges he was the main target and that Sonnen hit him with elbows during a scramble on the ground that Sonnen at one point put him in a chokehold.
Well, is this other people besides that initial fight that he got off of?
Yeah, it's different people because supposedly he followed some people up to a hotel room. 5
people, right?
Yeah, and they dropped charges on that shit.
And then this was after that. The guy did say he had a drip shirt, so that's probably post the initial fight, right?
Police and security arrived at the scene shortly after the brawl started. Sonnen was briefly detained and was given a series of citations as a result of the incident. But it also says, Christopher, the guy who got attacked, I just want people to know it was totally unprovoked attack. Now, we'll see how true that is. I'm not sure. We were just walking into our room and a plan for sushi dinner. We did nothing wrong, and this guy went crazy rampage.
That just sounds hard to believe.
Well, yeah. well, if it is, so that's why I wonder if it's after that initial fight. If he's already revved up, you're in that mode already, right? If that's exactly what went down, right? If this guy's just walking in the hall and Sonnen attacks him with a ripped shirt and shit post fight, it could be that motherfucker is already revved up, ready to go, and the littlest thing set him off. Yeah, you're right. If that's exactly how it went down. Obviously, I'm not there. I don't think there's footage. It's a whole fucking tell. There's got to be footage, right?
You would guess.
You're in a hotel fucking hallway. There's video footage of how this fucking went down. If that's what happened, that's fucked up.
Well, apparently the woman says Julie attempted to stop the chaos. Sonnen allegedly threw her against the wall and punched her in the face multiple times. Claims she slid down the wall, tasting blood in her mouth as she fell to the floor.
Well, I'm disappointed it took multiple times to take her down.
Yeah. Yeah, you're Chael Sonnen.
We all know Sonnen's not known for his punching power.
Yeah.
But, if this is fucking true, fuck.
That's bad.
Yeah, this is up there with John Jones.
Wasn't he talking shit
about
to
John Jones so hard, and that makes it even worse. Now, again, let this shit play out. Let the facts. I don't want to, assassinate Chael Sonnen's character before I know everything that fucking happens with the case. All the truth comes out. But again, if this is what really happened, that's fucked up, and he's lucky if he don't get sued.
Well, he's the $15,000 doesn't,
it's
not a big deal. But him getting suspended from ESPN broadcasting is going to cost him a lot more.
You think that is like, buy us out for cheap, and we're gonna,
if money is all he loses here, that's good. Right. If that's really what happened, because you can go away and lose some days off your life, right? Yeah. That ain't coming back. So again, I want to see how this all plays out. Where what's true, what's this guy lying, what's exaggeration. There's a fucking Vegas hotel. There's got to be cameras, all right? And there's got to footage of how this whole thing went down. And then once that plays out, we'll see what goes. But man, if he just fucking has attacked a married couple in the hotel hall, that's pretty as fucked up as it can get.
That might be worse than John Jones.
Yeah, yeah. At least John Jones says it's a crime of passion, right?
And his wife probably knows what to say to tick that bomb.
Right, exactly. Not right. We're not condoning domestic violence, but we can understand the source is all we're saying.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
Upcoming
fight, Sean Strickland, Alex Pereira.
for
277 in July.
Top 5.
Yeah.
They're trying to rush that Stylebender fight.
They got Alex Perez, how old? 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Alex Perez is gonna fucking smoke Sean Strickland. I like me some Sean Strickland too. But we were kind of talking about before we started recording. You think that there's gonna be a little bit of grappling?
I think there's gonna be something we don't expect.
We all know that Sean Strickland's really vulnerable to fucking wrist locks, though.
Yeah. Or what is it? Collar ties.
Yeah. What I did see from Pereira though against Silva, his grappling's pretty fucking good. Like it's not world class. It's enough to get back to my feet.
Yeah.
And get this fight where I want it to go. Yeah. Right. And that's only gonna get better. He's working with Glover Teixeira.
He's a big boy too.
And I don't care how much Sean Strickland does know, he's not like a world fucking greatest grappler, wrestler. He's not to the point where he can, get him on his back and keep him.
Well,
there,
that's
right?
why he's trying to go with
he's
this.
He's not Colby Covington.
This kind of ego thing he's got going. This alter ego of his,
right.
where he's being a little bit ridiculous.
Oh, he can bang though. He can bang and put
people
out, and he can put people out. He hasn't did it. His last fight. He said he fought like a bitch. He even said it himself.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't say he's like a super huge draw, and he needs to get that something have people mad at him.
I think he was more. I mean, I think it's funny the shit he says. But he was more entertaining. We just talking shit in the cage.
Yeah.
And he was kind of doing like Kevin Holland. Remember, he was talking like, "Come on, good." What was he fighting? Fishgold, was it?
It's one of his first fights back.
And he's like, "Yeah, come on, come on, let's go for it, let's throw it." That was more fun for me. But anyway, if he does with Alex Perez, he's going to fucking sleep.
Yeah.
Like
he's gonna probably mix in some grappling or something.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to. But I honestly think working with Glover Teixeira, that Pereira's gonna have good enough grappling to avoid going down there, unless it's some like high level wrestler. Like Derek Brunson might fucking be able to neutralize him. I wouldn't have Brunson fight Pereira.
Is this going to be a 5-round or a 3-round? Do we know?
I'm guessing that's going to be fucking UFC 277 is going to be a 3-round.
Okay.
Because that's not going to be a main event of a pay-per-view. There's no way.
Right. That would favor Pereira as well, I think.
Right. I think Pereira's going to...
I haven't seen how good his cardio is. It looked good against Silva. He was still in a fight. So.
Especially if Sean Strickland is foolish enough to strike with him.
Hey, dude, he likes to strike.
But he only wants to throw hands. Like you're limiting 2 weapons to 6 or 8. You know, like fucking Pereira can ice you with all kinds of different kicks and knees and whatever fucking strike you could think. Again, he knocked out Izzy.
Yeah.
Like he fucking knocked out Izzy in a kickboxing, which is more impressive to me because you don't even got to worry about grappling. Yeah. You're only concerned with the striking, and he got knocked out. So again, this guy could put you to sleep. The only way he's going to, I'm interested in an Izzy fight for sure, but the only way I think you're going to beat him is to put him on his fucking back, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's keep rolling. Nate Diaz publicly requests
what a great
to be
tweet!
released.
What a great tweet! I loved it when I read it.
I would request to be released from
how nice Nate Diaz.
From Hunter. And Hunter is the wrong Hunter.
Yeah, that guy's been tweeting all the last week and shit.
ASAP, I got shit to do.
Well, he's been trying to get a fight. He wants a fight. They don't give a fight.
They get dropped
keep saying
from the
Poirier,
I can't
right?
pay out this bitch.
I don't think Poirier wants to fight anymore.
Yeah, well, he was already saying that with that last Conor fight. He's like, my heart ain't in this shit no more, man.
Even at the first Conor fight.
Yeah, he's like, I don't like to fight. I don't like doing this shit.
He hated Fight Island. He hated all that shit. I mean, we were talking about it last week. Let's go Logan Paul and Nate Diaz if Nick doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nate's just trying to get a fight.
Yeah.
Well, he's even teased a move to Bellator, which might be cool. Look, send him to Bellator.
How? Like you have no bargaining here, Nate. You can not fight. You have that power, but you're not going anywhere unless they. We look at fucking GSP couldn't do a boxing fight. Misha Tate had to get rid of her executive role at ONE FC because she wanted to fight again and to come back to the UFC to fight. That's the power they have in these contracts. That's why the whole Francis thing, I'm like, dude, Francis has no negotiation here.
Yeah.
If he can pretend to have it, he really doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, the belief is the UFC would like Diaz to re-sign with the promotion before granting him his desired fight against Poirier. That might be the holdup.
Nah, he just wants a big money fight to get out or something. Maybe he don't want to fight.
I think he wants to be a free agent and then go to just the Paul fights or the celebrity fights, the big money draws, which I can't blame him. That's probably there's the holdup. That's it right there. He's got one fight left on his contract. UFC don't want him to fight with just one fight left because once his contract's up, he can do what he wants. Yeah. And there it is right there. I mean, he's gonna end up fighting again in the UFC. I hope it's Dustin Poirier. I would love for that 165 division to happen. Dana's so against it. So why is it 15 pounds? It's such a big drop off.
Maybe him and Khabib are in cahoots with each other.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a ground to run on.
Well, maybe he goes fights in Eagle FC.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right,
Him and Khabib got into some shit though, didn't they? In the
Dana and Khabib.
Nathan and Khabib in the crowd about UFC.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Nate was fucking with Khabib. I love to see that.
He fucks with everybody.
Demetrius Johnson.
How does this almost go by unnoticed?
Chokes out.
What was it? It was on Saturday at a weird time or Friday night. Because it's in Asia. Right. It's in Singapore, right? Where's it at?
People love to fucking bash Mighty Mouse as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. I think this has to fucking prove it. Right? It was weird rules. It wasn't just a flat MMA fight. He's fighting Rotang, who people don't know is one of the baddest Muay Thai fighters in the world. He basically lets people punch him in the face and laughs at him. That's his whole thing. Yeah. It was like alternating rounds, like 1 round Muay Thai, 1 round MMA rules, 1 round Muay Thai. Now, Demetrius Johnson's not a Muay Thai fighter, obviously, so it's kind of like when we see these MMA fighters go to boxing, he went around the start with this guy, survives, right? Holds in there. The Ritter's a bad motherfucker, by the way.
Oh, against Galval?
That's a mission, though, but it's an MMA fighter. The Ritter's might have 3 titles by the end of the year. But lightweight, middleweight, he might go for heavyweight. Really underrated fighter, but it's threw me off. But the second round, he gets his MMA rules and strangles him instantly. So he survives Muay Thai, one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world. This is not Tyron Woodley fighting Jake Paul and surviving a full fight. This is him fighting one of the best in the world. Fucking survives it, and then the minute he gets his rules, he'll strangle him out. Fucking great. Go find it. Go watch it if you can. Fucking classic. There's a bunch of other classic MMA. That's one thing I do love about one is they interpret this other martial arts in there.
Yeah, like a whole card has a bunch of different shit.
They'll have a Muay Thai fight, submission, grappling. UFC, wish you got into that. Yeah. If you can do one thing, UFC, I know you kind of have your fight pass and you kind of have your combat jiu-jitsu, but if you can start swinging shit in there, would you love to see like fucking Gordon Ryan on a UFC card?
It's
kind of a good one. We know that, but I'm just saying hypothetically.
It's kind of a good thing to break up the monotony a little bit, you know?
Right.
Especially some of the fights are stale.
Right, like, exactly. But yeah, shout out to the Mighty Mouse, man. One of the greatest martial artists of all time.
Yeah.
All right. Candace Owens and Khabib get into it about Covington. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but
I saw Khabib's tweet.
Well, somebody tweeted that Khabib is so soft, and then Candace Owens goes, right, question mark, this is so embarrassing, calling for a boycott of Covington from Covington running his mouth.
So
he better go buy a pussy hat and join the NBA. MMA is a man's sport. It's come from a woman.
Yeah, from a woman.
It's not, I would argue, it's not just a man's sport.
It's definitely not.
Yeah.
We have women that fight.
Some badass women in this sport. Yeah. Come on.
Also... Come on, Candace Owens is feeding lions, guys.
Yeah.
She's a fucking character on TV. She's basically as real as fucking Kobe Covington is.
Yeah.
Kobe Covington showed how real he was.
She's got a persona. She's got a persona she has to obtain. You know.
And I guarantee she's getting fed this shit. Like she's purposely trying to say that's a fucking trigger. Join the NBA. Get your pussy hat. Those are just fucking talking points. Like I mean.
Well, I mean, I don't think Khabib is that far out of line. To be honest with you, like,
right.
I mean, I get what Khabib's saying. I don't think it's crazy. Like. I don't think what Masvidal did per se is necessarily, the right thing to do. But Covington's a fucking professional fighter. Like, I mean, you said some pretty bad shit.
Like Kobe Covington, sooner or later, somebody was gonna come and get him.
Yeah.
Maybe you've just been a fan. Like, who knows? He runs his mouth so much, and he thinks there's no real world consequences.
And obviously, Masvidal don't care about those consequences. Because my reputation.
One guy's playing a character.
Yeah.
And the other guy's a real fucking dude from the fucking streets that don't play around.
Fighting in the fucking
legal,
hood.
not legal. That's not what I'm arguing. Right or wrong, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm talking about what happens when you talk shit. Sooner or later, and they'll say, well, you had 25 minutes. That was an MMA fight. That's not the same.
Under a specific rule set.
Where there's a rep to stop, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
There's a reason
Time
that Kobe
limits.
Covington wrestles so much. Because every time he fucking gets hit, he breaks his jaw, he loses the teeth, or he even got dropped in that Masvidal fight, right?
Yeah.
So, again, when you say shit, and this is from his mouth, and it's on site, that means you're going to fight this person anytime you'll see them. It doesn't matter if he whoops your ass. Guess what? Next time I see you, we're going to fight again. Oh, you're going to fucking bathroom, coming out there taking a shit? We're going to fight. When you come out
never heard
shit.
of street cred before.
No,
obviously.
You're at a steak. You're having dinner at a steakhouse. Guess what? We're going to fight. That's what happens when you run your mouth with
He's lucky
like
it probably wasn't worse.
Yeah,
he probably didn't get beat down by the whole entourage.
Absolutely.
Or some shit,
So again, you start playing, these games. There's real world consequences. And again, I'm not saying right or wrong, but I will say this fucking as fervently as I can. Colby Covington, you are a fucking bitch for pressing charges.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You are a fucking bitch for pressing charges.
Why not just call him up on the phone? Hey, dude, you brought my.
And if you got a problem, with me saying that, I'll knock out the rest of your teeth. I am not afraid of you. Listen, you are a fucking, and you probably will call the cops on me too as well. Again, handle your fucking business. He came and got you. Go get his ass. You're a fucking fighter, and you got punched in the face, and you're gonna press charges.
Yeah,
get the fuck.
Yeah,
out
Habib's not really wrong.
No, I'm with Habib 100% on that one. And we saw, look, again, Masvidal not right for what he did. It's a crime. It is. It's illegal. But he has never done that.
Yeah, but when does that stop people from doing
He's
shit?
lost, 16, 17 fights in his life? Who's he attacked at the steakhouse?
Well, he fucked up Edwards backstage.
But he won that fight.
But the same reason. He was talking shit.
The Edwards fight is a completely different situation.
Yeah.
One, it wasn't because he lost. That was his biggest win of his life.
Yeah.
We knocked out Till in London, and Edwards came up to him, run his mouth, and he got in a fight. It wasn't like...
Was that the backstage?
That was a backstage. That was a three-piece in the
that was
soda.
after a win. That wasn't after he lost. He's gotten into a Bisping. He's gotten into it with people behind it. But again, Bisping runs his mouth to him, and they've recently squashed beef. They're cool now. But so again, this wasn't just because he beat you. Like no, he got beat worse by fucking Usman. He never had a problem with him.
Yeah.
This is when people thought it was all a joke. They thought it was playing around. That they're doing this to sell fights. This is WWE. No, these motherfuckers don't really like each other. And I'm sorry, when you really got a problem with somebody, 50-44, or people like to tweet out. That's not going to settle a real beef.
Yeah.
That's not going to settle.
Well, I mean, it could be that one guy is selling the fight, Covington, and
right.
the other guy is going like, this still isn't okay, you know.
But Covington was saying some fucking foul shit,
right? Mm-hmm. You know, talking about his wife or his kids or whatever,
right?
Like,
and I'm not saying Masvidal wasn't, but Masvidal really meant it. Like he really did not like this person, so it made sense.
He just put a lot of accusations on Masvidal too,
the
slander in his name.
To say that winning an MMA fight by decision is going to solve a beef is like saying if I really hate somebody and we play a game of basketball and he beats me, well, you solved the beef.
Yeah.
Like no, you won a sport, but we didn't solve our fucking problem. But we still have that to go, and that's what happens again when you start playing games with people. When you want to play a tough guy on TV.
Yeah, and there's, I mean,
anybody who wants to be a gangster doesn't know what real gangsters do. That's what I'm talking.
People
about.
weigh respect differently, and obviously Masvidal weighs that shit differently.
Right,
That's
absolutely.
his morals. He sees it like, he did me wrong. I've got to.
He's never talked bad about an opponent that beat him.
Yeah.
He's like he could have said terrible things about a bunch of people. He's lost like 20 times. Like it's not about the loss. This is about fucking. He knows Colby personally, and we don't know what's been said personally between them.
Yeah.
We only know what's been said, in front of the cameras. And when they had the falling out, they're fighting. They think all that gym beef was made up.
Well, and also they know a lot of the same people, so I'm sure people are like, "Oh, you should hurt Covington running his fucking mouth," and then going to Covington, Masvidal's running his fucking mouth.
When they both were at top team, Lambert had them train at separate times. So this is a long build-up. This isn't just, we're going to do this to sell a fight. There was real beef between these people to the point where they made Colby leave. That's how bad it got. So this was a real thing, and it spilled out into the real world. Now again, Masvidal might have to face the consequences of his actions. I get that 100%.
Could face 15 years in prison.
That's absurd.
And he had the priors too.
Yeah.
But Colby's still a bitch for pressing charges. Now, to be perfectly honest, they could still get him without Colby pressing charges too. He could still fucking
the state could put charges.
Yeah, the DA could still go after him. But it's just maybe. And Colby's been really quiet. Where's his tweets? He hasn't been out to no videos. He had no fight predictions last week and none of that shit. So I think maybe this might have shook him a little bit. It's like, wait a minute, man, I gotta be careful what I do.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see what Colby does like the rest of his career, how he runs his mouth.
Let's keep rolling.
That's what I want. He is the BMF, whether he was an Octagon or not.
He's trying to hold that title for sure.
Casey O'Neill and Jessica I targeted for 276 in July.
Well, we're going to find out if Casey O'Neill's for real.
What do you think? My initial gut tells me I is going to win this fight.
I think O'Neill wins it, but I don't think I is out of it.
No, I mean, I think I's going to be a little bit tougher than Modafferi.
But I think that Casey will get some more grappling in.
You think she can get her down and stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I's going to be more physical.
But you think that Casey O'Neill's not going to want to grapple with Modafferi. You don't want the fight to go there. With you might want to get that fight on the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be a close fight. Like, I'm not gonna say Casey O'Neill's winning this going away. I might look at a line, and if it's a nice line for Jessica I might be betting on Jessica I.
Well, I mean, yeah, and Casey O'Neill, she wins it, she's gonna get bumped pretty quick too, because this is who Ferro was supposed to fight.
This is her bump up.
Yeah.
This is Ferrota's head, Maia. I think this is the easier fight than Maia.
Probably, yeah.
Because you can't put Maia out.
Yeah.
You can put this guy out. She's been put out a few times. Again, this is going to be if Casey O'Neill is ready for the big time. And again, we're kind of talking about that flyweight division is getting real crowded real quick.
Yeah.
If she fucking wins, there's some young. You might be seeing Minone and Casey if she wins that fight.
All right, let's see what we got here. Molly McCann says she's a backup for Santos from the Shevchenko fight.
I would love to see it.
Why not?
Because something amazing is going to happen in that fight. It's 99.99999% be Molly McCann.
McCann's getting canned.
But
you know,
if she throws some fucking crazy, she'll be crazy if they throw some off the wall shit that would catch her. So there's going to be something spectacular happening in that fight. Give me that.
Why not? Shoot your shot, Molly.
Right. She should. Her stock's never been higher.
You're the replica champion. You know, why not?
She is fucking. I love Molly McCann. It's hard not to cheer for her. I mean, I picked fucking the chick that she fucking iced, Carolina. It was the stupidest fucking retrospect. But anyway, I'm for it. Why wouldn't she?
Yeah.
I mean, who else would be the backup? Everybody else is either in a fight or injured.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it.
All right. We also have our girl Paige.
Oh, she's still in the
coming back
BKFC.
July 9th in London for bare knuckles.
She wants another drudging, huh?
Yeah.
Who's she fighting?
Coming off back-to-back losses.
I thought it was the name Alexandra Palace. No, that's the fake they're fighting.
Is she main
she's
event?
also wrestling.
Yeah, she got called out on Wednesday, but she didn't come.
Right. Fell Alexander Passion in London.
Did
Her
you hear
opponent has not yet been announced.
Did we talk about when she got in, I don't know if it was a hotel or an airport? They were trying to she knows she goes by Paige VanZant, but her real name is Paige Vanderford, in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not letting her go pass because of her reservation or some shit. And she Googled herself.
She didn't have her ID or something.
Yeah, so she Googled herself. Why don't she have an ID? That's crazy, especially if you're moving around, traveling as much as
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, whatever, she's getting paid to do it. Fucking do it.
She's got to fight out that contract.
Yeah, but you got to strike while it's hot, right? I mean, she's losing, but she's making money plus wrestling.
Jody, what are you looking up, man?
One woman's journey to bathroom salvation.
It's Kindle. We need a bidet.
Dude, I'm gonna get one.
I want one too,
for sure.
Maybe I'll get them at $5,000.
They're the best thing. Yeah, they're the best thing ever. Fuck.
This is what I spent my money on.
I'm all for
Anyway,
it.
guys, sorry for that. I was distracted.
Well, you get Paige VanZant and butt. I mean, that's what you think about, right?
Some people have been talking about Patty's purse from, what was it?
I mean, it was
7
kind
to
of
show,
low.
12 and 12.
So much for Dana White privilege, guys.
Yeah.
Right. He got 12 to show and 12 to win.
Which to the UFC's, now I'm not going to say the fighters are paid well, but they're paying Patty the same thing they would pay anybody in their second fight.
Yeah, because they're on a tier thing, right? Yeah.
So he's not getting special treatment whatsoever.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Listen, this guy's bringing you eyes. He's selling you tickets. This is our thing. You're special.
That aspect, yes, 100% with you.
Mm-hmm.
But so many people claim that Patty's getting the special treatment and Patty's getting all this stuff that nobody else is getting. That motherfucker ain't getting nothing special with 12,000 and 12,000. That's what I'm trying to say. Sure. But Patty knew exactly how much money he was signing for when he came over, right? He signed that big-ass Barstool deal, so he don't give a fuck probably. He was making more money in Cage Warriors. Yeah. So he took a pay cut on purpose. He came here for one reason, for the exposure. Yeah. Right? So he traded off the fight check
to fight the
exposure.
best.
Right.
You know, right?
Right. And
some people don't do that.
And get that American market.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and there's something to be said for he knew he was taking a cut and he was going to put in, gets exposure. And now that this is kind of blowing up, and if he gambles on himself that, I'm going to be a big name, the next fight or two fights or when he renegotiates, this was a big deal.
It'll start to double.
And not only that, outside the UFC, too.
Right.
His brand, his personal brand is higher being in the UFC.
Yeah.
Fighters need to. I'm all for. I'd love for every fighter to make $1 million every single fight. I'm never going to say they get paid enough. Go ahead and get more. If that's for anybody.
That's why once you get to championship,
you be a fucking garbage man. If you want more money, go for it. I am never going to tell you don't go for more money or you should get more money. I'm not that person. All I'm saying is Patty knows what he did when he signed that contract, and it is a little refreshing for all those people that say Patty gets special treatment. That's the only argument I have with that because Patty's not getting no special treatment whatsoever. But Jake Paul's a fucking bitch because he's just doing this for fucking troll status. Right. He's not going to help it at all. He just knows the fact. He knows it helps him get clout. He knows he's losing interest. The people don't care about his fights no more. Nobody's itching to see him fight anybody. Nobody cares anymore. So he's trying to keep himself relevant. That's all he's trying to do.
All right, we got another fight.
Who's a good one?
This
is what I first thought you initially meant when you said Pereira versus But I was like, no, Strickland. I'm like, no, that's middleweight, and then he already had a fight,
right?
But I thought something might have happened.
It's gonna be another good fight, man. It's hard to bet against fucking Michel Pereira.
Yeah, but I think Ponzi could knock his fucking lights out.
Can he knock his lights out though?
I think he can.
Can he knock him out?
I think he can.
Has Pereira been knocked out?
Not yet.
He's a big motherfucker.
He's big.
He's a gigantic welterweight.
He's
a fucking 205er fighting welterweight.
Yeah, he's probably gonna Ponzi look pretty small.
So I mean, Ponzi can win a decision, but I think Perez will be the more powerful, the more athletic one, whereas Ponzi will be the more technical one.
He might knock him down, catching Pereira off balance and shit with some shots.
And I think if it does get some grappling, Perez better.
Yeah, we'll see.
And he's bigger. So
he's gonna have to fight. He's really gonna be in a fight.
I'm excited for this fight.
Yeah.
I want to see the line when it comes out. Has the line been released yet? May 21st. This is two guys that are fun anytime they walk in the cage, right? They're not putting on boring fights. They're entertaining. Pereira, I mean, the jump flips and all that crazy shit you ever see in a fight. It's like watching a video game in there. So let's go for it. Ponzi was on track for like a title type contender before he got hurt. He's starting to build his way back up. Does he still have that in him? I'm all for this fight. It's gonna be a fucking blast.
All right, I guess you can see another Patty tab here. I guess we already kind of talked about this. His what he made. And last but not least, friend of the show.
So bad. Oh man,
Daniel James.
Our boy Daniel James. He officially signed with Bellator.
Meets Davion Franklin.
A big prospect over there. For those of you who don't know, Daniel James is fighting over in Europe, and is it ACA now? ACA.
Yeah.
Been putting people to sleep. He's won 3 straight by finish in a fight. Davion Franklin, an up and comer, one of the Bellator's prize heavyweights. They're trying to get in there. He's gonna be out there in Paris fighting. I'm excited for him, man. He's coming back home. He's been fighting in Europe for the past, 5, 6
this
years.
fight's right in Paris, right?
Right. Yeah. But he will be fighting in the U.S., and I think that might be the first in-the-guard road trip.
Oh, wow.
I told him. We've been talking about it. I've been on the phone with him. I'm really happy for him. Again, I woke up on Monday morning, I believe it was. Either Sunday or Monday or Tuesday morning with a text from him. Like, hey, man, I didn't know who else to text. I want you to know I signed with Bellator.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm excited for him.
How many fights has he got?
I think 4.
4 fights?
I think 4 fights. But yeah, he's in there. So hopefully I think wouldn't it be crazy if one day you fight Fedor?
Shit.
Yeah, he's like, can you believe that? Like, you got into this. I remember when he started doing it when he was training. We were back working at the gym, and to think that you went from that, just like, I'm gonna give this shit a try.
Yeah.
But you might fight the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Idols become your rivals.
That's
they say.
insane. That is insane, and it's all because of his hard work, man. He's come a long way from where he was doing it because he's a great athlete, to now he's a fucking pro fighter where he's not having to cut weight that much anymore, and he's a fucking giant that's a cut for heavyweight.
He's already fought one of the best, right? Curtis Blaydes at one time, didn't he?
He fought Curtis Blaydes. Yeah, he fought Curtis Blaydes. He just beat Pessoa, who was in the UFC. He's had some big opponents in his time. He was this close to winning the LFA heavyweight title, but he had an illegal knee late in that fight. But he was in control of that fight. So again, Daniel James is a basher, and at heavyweight he's got a shot.
Coming off a string of 3 consecutive first-round knockouts.
Yeah, he's
this looks like a good card. Ryan Bader, Czech Congo, fucking Yoel Romero.
I'll tell you what, if he gets his hands on Ryan Bader, he's fucking Ryan Bader up. He's gonna be so much bigger than Ryan Bader. So much bigger than Ryan Bader.
Probably wrestling.
Daniel fucking dwarfs me. I told him, hey man, if you need grappling partners, get ready. I got you, but I'm not letting your big ass hit me. Yeah. Say, well, I'll roll with you all day, but I didn't let you fucking hit me.
So that's Bellator 280, May 6th. So not too far off.
Barry.
So, well, I guess that'll wrap it up this week for In the Guard.
Later.
Week off, and then it week off, and then we got Volkanovski Korean Zombie coming up. So we will see you next week.
Later.